Hey there, what is going on? Welcome on back to the deeper dive. It is Luke, and today we are going to talk about Velo and some stuff that I have been digging into in the past few days. If you're new to the channel, make sure to check out previous videos on Velo. I have tons of content on the topic. In my opinion, Velo has more potential than many other altcoins in the market, so I do recommend taking what I say seriously. With that being said, this is not financial advice and you should always do your own research. Getting right into things, I made this post saying that amongst some retail participants in the community, not me specifically, but some people have uncertainty about Velo. And what I can say is that in my roundtable discussion, one question I asked was essentially, how does UOB fit into Velo Labs' mission? And Charles from UOB Venture Management answered essentially saying that they were looking at ways to potentially implement technology from Velo Labs. Keep in mind, if they did, one form it could be in is a high interest earning fund or product you could say that people could invest in. And in my opinion, this would be the easiest one for the first product. UOB specifically has 450 branches in Southeast Asia, which means there's tons of potential investors, and the high APY would bring strong incentive. And this could be a very specific tokenized asset, for example, tokenized treasury bills, that is then restaked as collateral on the network, therefore bringing the higher APY than your average investment vehicle. Charles specifically mentioned how with RWAs, there is 1,000x growth potential, and all of this will help bring massive demand for Velo, especially with it only being in the $200 million market cap range. What do you think happens when more and more people realize literal banks like UOB have interest in Velo Labs technology and therefore Velo itself? And I truly do believe that demand for Velo will be high one day. And on that same topic of UOB, I found this, which was about Project Guardian, including HSBC, MarketNode, and UOB partner on fully digital issuance of wealth products. And they say UOB to pilot fully digital issuance of wealth management products as part of a Monetary Authority of Singapore-led collaboration on asset tokenization, which is Project Guardian. And they say that they are building future-ready infrastructure for Singapore's $5.4 trillion asset management industry. So I think that size of 5.4 trillion really can speak for itself when Charles told us that there is literally 1,000x potential in real-world assets. Diving into Project Guardian and the contributors, we can see we have UOB right there. Right off the bat, the PDF says the real value in the digital asset ecosystem comes from the representation of real economy and financial assets digitally in a tokenized form. And I just showed you guys how Velo has ties to UOB, specifically on the topic of tokenization. Considering UOB contributed to this PDF on Project Guardian with vested interest in Velo Labs, could we see Velo become a leader in tokenization in Singapore? And they even highlighted in the report predicting 16 trillion to be tokenized by 2030. And down here at my cursor, you can see the 16 trillion, and it is insane to think about how ahead of our time we truly are. When you factor in tokenization with the use of tokenized assets as collateral on Velo's platform, it really will help create demand for Velo and therefore strengthen the ecosystem. And more on the topic of Project Guardian, they highlighted Metcalfe's law, which is very on topic of what I've spoke about regarding Velo in previous videos. And the law states that the value of a network is proportional to the square number of members in the network. Additionally, the nature of the transactions on these networks and the economic value that they represent could be metrics to assess the network and long-term viability of the digital asset networks. And if you've been here, then you know in my videos about 7-Eleven, this is exactly what I've spoke of. And I highlight the recipe for success. Take a large pre-existing network like 7-Eleven, you plug in technology from Velo Labs, and you have infinite long-term viability, and then assessing Velo by those network metrics, it would be extremely valuable. You even take tokenization and add that in as collateral for these payments, and boom, you have a super network that is truly unstoppable. So I was very excited to read this about Metcalfe's law, and I think it is perfectly in line with what I have been preaching to you guys. And on top of that, it comes from the source themselves on Project Guardian, which was contributed to by UOB, who we know is invested in Velo Labs. How much more on topic and to the point can I get about this being very serious and on a huge scale? We are talking 16 trillion to be tokenized, and I even highlighted before how the WEF, I believe, said that 800 trillion was ready to be disrupted by tokenization. So we truly are in an amazing spot considering Velo's pre-existing resources mixed in with what they are already doing. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you guys like these tweets that I've been putting out a little bit more detailed, then let me know and I'll make sure to keep that up. I think that these posts speak massively for what is to come for Velo and Lightnet, especially on the topic of real world assets and collateralization. Smash the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment down below, like I said, replying about any of this. Let me know your thoughts. I hope you all were able to take something from this. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.